Hey guys, thank you for joining us. We're kind of realizing that we're coming to the end of the year, and we're pretty much just looking forward to Star Wars.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
There's
really.
nothing really else that's catching our. Maybe Krampus, just because.
Yeah,
we started pretty late into the year with this channel, so we didn't get to talk about a lot of the movies that we saw before we started, doing these reviews. So we thought we'd do a wrap up of the year and kind of talk about a little bit about all the stuff that we saw, but really didn't get a chance to talk about. The first one that we have here, we made a little list.
Yeah.
Is we have Ex Machina.
I guess we'll count that as 2015. I think that was like the very end of 2014. It takes a lot to break me down with a movie to try like shock me to the point to where I don't understand what I'm watching. Ex Machina was that movie. Like, it was just so good on every level, and just on a mental level. Like that scene, like when he started like checking himself
to see if he's a robot.
I started thinking like, am I a robot too? Like it was so good.
If we ever get to that level, and we probably are, where we create artificial intelligence, it's gonna be creepy.
I think the point of that movie sometimes too was like what is the difference between us and robots? Because we are kind of robots of nature. I think is what the whole purpose of that movie was. It's like we're all created, for a purpose, which is ours is to reproduce. So why
do we think we're better than machines?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna be moving on to the next one, which was Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
You saw that?
I saw that. I thought it was phenomenal. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I saw Ghost Protocol as well, but Ghost Protocol was really more about just Tom Cruise. Rogue Nation goes back to its roots. It's more of an ensemble piece. Tom Cruise hits all the points, does most of his fucking stunts in that movie, which is kind of amazing because he's like pushing 50-something now.
I heard that he hung off of a real plane.
Yeah, of course he was strapped. Of course he was strapped and had all the harness. But still, right? Still, Tom Cruise is still doing his fucking stunts. He's crazy when it comes to Scientology. But Simon Pegg is in this movie, and he is delightful. I do not know when he became such a versatile actor. Wow. I mean, he started off doing these comedy stuff, and then, the role that he plays in, and I forgot his name in the movie, but his character is both, comical, but very full of heart.
He's the tech guy, right?
Yeah, he's a tech guy, but he becomes a field agent, in this one, he's actually field.
Did they get rid of Paula Patton?
I don't know who that is.
She was the girl from Ghost Protocol. What's his name's wife?
Yeah, Robin Thicke's wife.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking stand
she's gone.
her. Okay,
she's gone. It's some other British chick.
Okay.
Which was
good. That sounds like an improvement.
Going on. What was the next one? I didn't see this.
Inherent Vice. Look, I love Paul Thomas Anderson. This is gonna show you how much a responsible adult I am. I love him beyond all things. I think he's one of the greatest filmmakers ever to make film on this earth. He is unbelievable. I saw Inherent Vice and it was a piece of shit. And then I know it's based off a book by Thomas Pynchon. Do you know anything about him?
No.
I heard.
Is that guy that doesn't show his face?
Yeah.
Yeah, that weird guy.
Supposedly these books are so complex that you're supposed to sit and try to figure it out, and if you don't figure it out, there's something wrong with you. That's just what stupid. that's just what stupid hipsters use to try to explain incoherence, and that's all this movie was. It was so incoherent. The thing that pissed me off the most was the direction was so lazy. Like, he just came off The Master. That was one of the best movies of 2013 to me. And There Will Be Blood, and it was just lazy. Headshots of everybody. You talking, and then if I'm talking, then there's a headshot of me. There's a headshot of you, and I didn't get it. Like, what? Is he tired? Do you need a rest? Take a vacation. That hurt me. This movie hurt me more than any of these stupid movies.
That's because you respect him as a director and as an, I guess, artist, and he let you down.
He did.
He let you down.
All the way.
But then again, I don't know what the movie was about. I just know Joaquin Phoenix was in Joaquin. And he's kind of making this comeback now, when he was doing that weird artistic thing, he was acting in real life, trying to blend reality and art and art and reality.
When all that was happening.
All that was happening. The motherfucker was on PCP or something, or he was just on peyote.
He's put his head down. He put his head down now with that too, because he really doesn't do interviews and stuff. Everyone's good too, and this was like a million celebrities in this movie, and they're all really good actors. What's his name? Barbara Streisand's stepson.
Stepson.
I can never remember his name.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah, Josh Brolin was in it.
Barbara Streisand stepson. Just James Brolin, Josh Brolin.
And a lot of the regulars from other PTA movies were in it. And they were well enough, and it was... I hated it.
Let's just move on.
The next one, I didn't see this. You saw it. Selma?
I saw it. Selma. What can I say about Selma? Whenever you're doing a historical piece about a movie, you can't really, I guess, really deconstruct it. It's about a very important figure in American history, Martin Luther King Jr. So, how do you represent that? Trying to represent whatever you're trying to do and still be respectful of it.
Does it fall into movie tropes?
It does, but then it kind of broke it too. There's a very... Because, certain directors, when you're doing a historical piece, try to just focus on the positive side of things and try to just demonstrate that.
Oh, I think I know where you're
This movie goes into a little darker side of Dr. Martin Luther King.
He cheated on his
He's
wife.
cheating.
Oh. Do they do the thing where they send the FBI tapes? The FBI sends the tapes to us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's a very, very hard scene, but it's very well done in that it demonstrates that this man had a lot of pressure. Dealing with this. He knew he was gonna die. As for acting, that guy, I always forget his name.
It seemed like it was. I don't know much about this movie, but it seemed like there's a lot of unknown people.
Yeah, a lot of.
Which I guess is appropriate if you're doing.
Except Oprah.
Well, that's her. But
Oprah.
It seems appropriate for something that's about Martin Luther King. If it was like Denzel Washington, I would be too distracted by him.
Yeah, his acting for Dr. Martin Luther King. If you hear Dr. King speaking, the tapes, he is so eloquent. He is so on point.
His name is David Oyelowo.
Yeah. David Oyelowo does an incredible job, but you cannot match Dr. King. I apologize to, him in advance, the actor David, but you just can't. And I couldn't believe him as Dr. King in that sense. In the movie, he was just like, I'm gonna try it. He was just like, we come together for a different part of the world, and kind of like a repressed Christopher Walken. Come to a part of a different world. We come together, and it's just like, dude, stop. But I knew that was gonna be a problem going into the movie because you just can't.
Next one, another one you saw, The Wedding Ringer.
People should stop giving Kevin Hart movies. It's like, it's like a little chihuahua with the ball. You keep fucking throwing the ball, and that chihuahua is going to keep playing. When you don't want the chihuahua to play. I don't understand him. I do not understand him. I get it. He's funny, but he's over the top sometimes. And when he got that little voice running around.
Yeah, it's like on the nose. It's like obvious how funny he is.
Yeah, and it's
not funny when it's obvious. But yeah, I get what you're saying about him. It's like when you go to people's house and they have a chihuahua and you want to be nice about the chihuahua, but you just want to kick it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I guess we're drinking that haterade.
Well, Josh Gad was in it too.
Yeah, he was. Kind of step back for him too, because he's done some other stuff that was pretty good.
Next one I saw was Mordecai.
I didn't see this.
Okay, I have a story for you. I think I told you this, or I've told some of you on Facebook too. I tried to watch Mordecai. I turned on the movie on my TV. I watched the first 20 minutes. I got bored. I started watching porn on my phone. I accidentally pressed the cast button on the phone for the porn. It turned off Mordecai. It turned on the porn. I turned it off really quick because the volume was very loud. And I have kids who live across from me. So I was like, oh my God, I got to turn this off. Turned it off. Tried once to try to put Mordecai back on. Gave up and I took a nap. But I'll tell you about the 20 minutes. It was a piece of shit. Johnny Depp, I don't know what's going on. We saw Black Mass was perfect, making up for this. But Mordecai was just a piece of shit. I don't know. It was just stupid. And maybe it's because I don't understand the source material. Apparently it's like some sort of book series.
I don't know.
From the 70s. It just wasn't funny. And when they tried to be funny, it wasn't funny. I didn't like it.
I think Johnny Depp tends to get stuck on these kind of very outlier roles of people who are kind of or
he has a funny mustache.
Funny mustache. What I'm saying, they have these certain very... what is this, elevated quirks, and it's just you're a really good actor without all that. I don't think it's laziness. I think he just likes it. He's a weirdo. He is a weirdo, but he's an awesome weirdo. I like him.
He's had good movies where he wasn't behind all that.
Exactly.
So why can't you just
Finding Neverland?
Is why.
But you haven't seen it, but people who watch that will find
funny story about Finding Neverland.
No, does not go there.
But Mordecai was bad.
The next one is I haven't seen it yet, but it's on Netflix, so I'm going to see it. The Loft.
The Loft. I know you didn't want me to tell you how.
You can tell. You should go ahead for it.
The Loft had an interesting premise, and the premise is that a group of guys share a loft. They're like well-to-do guys, like businessmen, and they share a loft together.
They're all friends, right?
They're all friends.
Okay.
Except for one. One is the long lost. I'm not gonna go into that. They're all friends, and then they share a loft together so that they can cheat on their wives. One day, one of them walks in and they find a dead girl in the bed, and then that's where the story goes off. Well, it is interesting for the first half of the movie, and then it runs like a soap opera. Like they keep showing these reveals, and like they keep trying to throw you off.
So it's Clue point 3.
Yeah, it was like Clue, but not funny. And then they give you all these like, oh, well, it could be him, but nothing ever goes anywhere. And then once you get to the end, you're just kind of like, okay, I don't care. And the reason why I didn't care what was going on is because the characters are written so unlikable.
Oh, really? Well, they're supposed to be like well-to-do business people, right?
Yeah.
How many well-to-do business people do you like?
None. But like in storytelling, even if they're a despicable person, they're supposed to be someone that you identify with, and that he carries you through the story. I'll tell you who's in it. It's Cyclops.
James Marsden.
James Marsden. And that's the only one I can remember. The characters are so unlikable that you can't latch onto anyone. Like you're supposed to latch onto James Marsden. I don't want to spoil it for you, but even he has like the most minimal motivation to want to make you want to say, oh well, he's an okay guy. It's stupid. It was a dumb movie.
Oh.
Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter Ascending. I had such high hopes for this because I like the Wachowski, formerly known as the Wachowski brothers.
The Wachowski siblings.
Well, it's politically correct to say siblings now?
I guess.
Sibling. So. Whatever, dude. Chopped off your dick. Who cares? Like, you do you. I don't understand why people are making such a fucking big deal about it.
I don't think it was them that was making a big deal, though. It was
everyone around them. Yeah, everyone around them made a big deal about it.
They're very private. They don't ever really talk
They don't. But Jupiter Ascending. First, it was called Jupiter Rising. Do you remember that? It was called Jupiter Rising for a bit. I'm pretty sure it was called Jupiter Rising. I saw some stuff.
I just remember this movie was just in the theaters. It was called that?
It was called Jupiter Rising.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was. Mila Kunis speaks her native tongue of Russian in this movie, and she's a poor girl working like in the maids, like an immigrant, yeah. And
I don't mean like an immigrant, but that sounded kind of racist. I mean, she is an immigrant.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She's an immigrant. Her family immigrated to America, and they're working like these jobs that they can only get. And so, but the whole movie is then about aliens, and it's about the fact that humanity is not the center of Earth, that humanity is fabricated, basically.
Like an experiment or something?
It's not an experiment because our human race is a very old race. Like they harvest us for kind of like a genetic formula, and that keeps an immortality kind of juice or like something.
The Matrix?
No, it's just about prolonging one's life. Okay. But that humanity, or at least this planet, was planted with human DNA and humanity to at a certain point when we get really big, we're just gonna harvest everyone, and our essence is what creates like this immortality serum that the really rich people in the universe own. Mila Kunis is like a princess. She's a princess because there's this fucking jargon about something about our DNA strands can only produce certain forms and patterns, that's the reason for reincarnation. There's only a number of sequences that a DNA strand can produce, that there's going to be reoccurrences in the DNA strand, and that Mila Kunis is a reoccurrence of a queen.
This is the most incoherent
movie. It's everywhere, okay? And then at one point there's something about bees being able to fucking recognize royalty. And it's just like...
I remember you telling me you were so upset.
I was so upset. I wanted to walk out of the movie at that exact moment. I really did, because it was just like out of fucking nowhere. There's no explanation to why these bees sensed or are able to sense genetic royalty or able to sense that crap, and it's just out of nowhere. And then they start circling her, and then everyone bows to her, and they say majesty, and you're just like, what the fuck's going on? And that whole fucking like bestiality thing between Channing Tatum's character and then her is because he's like half dog and half man and like something, and then he falls in love with her, and it's just like
he's a dog. He's half dog, like a dog.
Like he's spliced. He's a spliced human.
I remember you complaining about Eddie Redmayne's voice too.
Yeah, it's like this is what we go through every day. The earth is mine, and he's just like, dude, take a lozenge, you know. You got something stuck in your throat, dog. Clear it up.
He's just coming off an Oscar too, and he's in a piece of shit like that. Poor Wachowski's though, because like The Matrix was a revolutionary movie. And
at least the first one. Well, the second one started getting crap, and then again in the third one, it's just like, what's going on?
But it's just like they can't win for nothing. They had Speed Racer, then they had what was that, Cloud Atlas? What else have they done?
I think that's pretty much it.
Oh Lord!
Recently,
so and then they had that bullshit TV show now too on Netflix.
Oh, Sense8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guys and girl.
Yeah. The next one is 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
wait. I'm gonna premise this, but I didn't watch this movie. but.
So I watched 50. Let me tell you why I watched 50 Shades of Grey. Because I was poor this summer and I didn't have a lot of money to watch movies. And he watched movies with his brother, because that's something that they do together. So he saw like most of the good movies. I didn't see anything, and I thought it would be fun to watch all the bad movies from this year. And I watched 50 Shades of Grey because of that premise. And boy, let me tell you how bad that movie was. It was a piece of shit. Like, I smelled it when I was watching it.
This is like, leaking diarrhea.
But I ended up having fun watching it too, because I already know the premise of these books is stupid, so I was expecting nothing, and it was.
Did you know that this is fan fiction?
Yeah, from
Twilight.
Which I don't understand. Fiction. What does that have to do with Twilight?
There was an outcry too with actually the S&M community, saying like
the way that
that's not, like the depiction of S&M in the movie is not really what they're going for, and this is, I don't do that. So like I find that their outcry is kind of like but in the actual culture there's a level of trust. I didn't know like this. They
explain that in the film, because he makes her sign a contract.
Yeah, but see, there's no fucking contracts. I'm pretty sure there's no contracts. There's just a level of mutual respect and like trust.
You should know
and
when you're
vulnerability. But I heard in the movie it's taken, like they do, but it's cold.
Well, the whole thing is how you get to the end of the movie is he wants to hurt her, and he can't make her understand that. That's why he wants her to sign the contract. She just thinks it's fun little sex games, but he really wants to hurt her, and because I guess it gets him off, and so that's what traces you to the end of the movie. But let me just wrap this up, because we're not gonna talk about this stupid ass movie anymore. It is stupid. Only positive thing I can say is that I feel like the girl who plays the main character, I forget her name. Her name is
insert plain white name lady.
No. The character's name. This is to show you the level of depth of this movie. Her name is Anastasia Steele. That's like the most like
porno name ever.
The actress who plays her, I felt like she knew what she was in. And so she played it up a lot. And
she was like, I'm here for the pay.
Yeah. Check. She is the only thing that made me like smile in that movie. She was actually likable. Yeah. She was likable. But it is a piece of shit. I don't get it why girls like this. You shouldn't like stuff like this. It's okay to experiment with your lover and do, I'm not being a prude. I'm just saying it goes to a level that they need therapy.
All right, moving on, because I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. Kingsman.
You saw it.
This is a very nice change of pace. Yeah, Colin Firth. What can I say? Wow, this movie surprised me, because I didn't expect to like it, because it was just about British Secret Service, or like a agency of Secret Service.
It's based off a graphic novel too.
Yeah, and I don't know who the main little character is.
His name is Taron something. He's a
dancer,
a parkour guy.
Yeah, okay, a dancer.
Yeah.
No, the film was very straightforward. It didn't promise you anything that it wasn't going to deliver. Michael Caine's in it, for God's sakes, and he kind of is Yeah, himself. Well, I was gonna give I was gonna give a little plot away, but I'll save it. Nah, I'm not gonna say anything. Okay. Only one person who I questioned was fucking Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh Lord.
Just because, like, I get it.
Did he have a British accent?
No, he had a lift. He had a lift and everything. Why everyone looking at me like that, man? Like, it's just like, you know, I get it. I always like seeing British actors with other British actors, just because, you know, we have a tendency in American cinema to have British actors be villains. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. They're
always like bad people. And
because
it's just
you want a person with gravitas to play a villain.
Yes.
I don't know.
Americans don't have that. Yeah, that's true. I guess it also goes back to like colonial times, like America.
That's crazy.
Rebel,
yeah.
kind of British.
Stuck up.
It's the notorious in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which is like, everyone in the Empire is British.
Even now, in the new ones, the main bad guys are all famous English actors.
And it's kind of like the rebels were American.
Uh-huh.
You know, kind of like Han Solo is. Yeah.
American archetypes.
I just think it goes back to our roots. I don't want to, because the movie is, since I said, it's pretty straightforward. If I give you anything else, it's kind of going to ruin it for you. So just watch it. Trust me.
It was good enough to warrant a sequel too, because I think they've been green light for either next year or the year after.
Yeah. What Do We Do in the Shadows? Yeah, this was it was a mockumentary about vampires, which
by
is
Jermaine Clemens, which is one half of the guys from Flight of the Conchords.
He's the centerpiece vampire, like kind of like from the Victorian era, dressing in his little suit still. And he's living with two other vampires, and each vampire is representative of a different era. Like they're really old, and they have recently turned one as well. He doesn't live with them though, because he's still trying to be human, which is funny because he's in denial. But it's just a really interesting look at the whole vampire life. In this universe, not everyone knows that vampires exist, because the vampires are still hunting humans. And it's very interesting to see that, because it's kind of like mixing it with the modern times. Like Jermaine goes to a bar to pick up a woman, and he's dancing with her kind of awkwardly, and brings her home, and he bites her, and like her blood just comes out, and he's like, oh no. I don't think a lot of people like received it though.
No. They're from New Zealand?
Yes. I think so.
This is very low key, like they don't have a real big platform to advertise the movie.
Which is a shame, because it was pretty funny. McFarland USA with Kevin Costner. This movie is in the genre of kind of uplifting, and it did uplift me. I mean, it's about Mexican Americans in McFarland USA, which is kind of like a farming rural area. What can I say? Underprivileged students who figure out that they can run. The main part of the story is that Kevin Costner's character, I forget his name, he ends up being a coach and moving to this school. And he's kind of seeing what's going on. Like, he's an assistant coach. He's not a main coach. But he sees that these kids come to school. They get here like at 6 a.m. in the morning. And when they leave, they go straight to work with their parents in the fields. And to have that endurance and to have the willingness to do that takes a lot, right?
So their parents are farm workers.
The parents are migrant workers. And so he kind of notices that most of them walk. They just walk. And he kind of catches one running, and he's like running for a long time across the field. And that's when he gets the idea to start a track team. Kevin Costner, unfortunately for me, comes out, but it happens, comes out as that typical, white savior kind of thing. But I'm not saying that was the intention. I'm just saying that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it ends up being.
Yeah, you can't take
just the premise.
Yeah, just the premise of it. But from what I read afterwards, the coach was actually even more involved, which I guess, I don't know why they didn't show that in the movie. Like, he actually picked them up from school, from their houses. He did a lot more things for them, than that was actually shown in the film. Let's go to something that was actually surprising for us, well, at least for me, The Cobbler.
Well, you start.
With Adam Sandler.
Don't know what I think about it yet.
So I'll start. Okay. The Cobbler. This is, for me at least, an example of that Adam Sandler does know what he's doing when he's not, producing or writing. When he's just acting.
I liked the first half of it. I thought it was a cute little, like a little fable. And then it just got like bizarre. Like just like why is this a caper now? Like with the what's his name, Method Man and the criminals and stuff. It just kind of got a little off the rails.
Yeah.
For me. But the first half of the movie, I was feeling it. If it had just stayed that way and he learned his lesson and all this crap.
I think though that was part of the problem that maybe they were trying to fix, because if he kept doing that, where's the tension?
True.
Where's the tension? There's no conflict. There will be no real resolution unless he has to learn a point.
That's true.
I don't really know, because I'm not Jewish, so I don't know like the mythology of certain things like that. But is this based like on like?
I don't know. I was thinking that in the beginning.
Because it seemed like it, right? Like
in the beginning, especially, they made it seem
like this council of people.
They make it seem like that's like a well-known sort of Jewish fairy tale,
like folklore.
Yeah.
That's something we should probably interesting. Yeah, but it was nice. I mean, it was a nice concept to be able to actually fit into another shoe and be in part of their life. That's what the whole premise is about. He uses his old like stitcher, and when he uses the old stitcher on the shoes, he's able to actually put himself in another person's life. Like he becomes them.
There was one scene though that made me kind of uncomfortable, and I kept thinking like, if he didn't have these shoes on, was he gonna like have sex with her? Is when he went to the guy's.
What?
Put on the guy's shoes.
I don't know. What the fuck is he talking about? I don't remember that part of the movie. Motherfucker's tripping. Oh, the model girl that he liked.
Yeah. And then it was kind of like the only reason, like they made it seem like he learned his lesson and like maybe that was too far. But the only reason why he didn't fuck her is because he had those shoes on, and he couldn't go to the shower. He couldn't get in the shower with the shoes on. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay. That was a little weird.
The next one. It Follows, a horror thriller type of drama. Oh, well, what can I say about this? This, if you were paying attention, if you saw this movie is totally about STDs.
Yeah. It can't be nothing, but it can't be about nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I hate to always say that it's a metaphor for everything, but yeah, it seemed to be about STDs because the only way to transfer this kind of entity to follow you was through sex.
But it was a good movie. It was for me. You saw it before me, and you told me it was pretty good. So I was kind of like not convinced, and I thought it was pretty good. It reminded me a lot of the early John Carpenter movies.
Yeah, right. The soundtrack.
Halloween. Yeah,
the soundtrack was very John Carpenter.
Yeah.
It was like,
and then the atmosphere, the type of scariness that it was too was very John Carpenter.
I'm pretty sure because they couldn't find enough money to actually do it. They did a really good job doing like the effects that they had.
Yeah.
Like because it
was all practical too.
Yeah, it was very practical, which is, a lot of horror movies now are like really, really special, like
CGI,
saturated,
CGI.
And so it's just nice to go back. Avengers Age of Ultron.
We saw this at the midnight showing with somebody who's been on our show, if you want to give a shout out to.
Oh, Horacio?
Yeah.
We saw this with Horacio Ortiz, my friend out there. Yeah, what can you say about it? I don't know that hasn't already been said.
You know what I think the problem is? And me and you both came out of the movies like, oh. Okay. And Horacio liked it a lot better.
He likes movies.
He's a self-proclaimed comic book nerd.
Yeah.
I think what the problem is that phase one, you had the build up. Oh my God, we're gonna get to Avengers. Oh my God, one more movie, we're gonna get to Avengers, and boom, Avengers. And I like Avengers, the first one, but I didn't even think that was that good of a film. Mm-hmm. And I think it was more about the excitement of finally seeing these people on screen. Well, if you want to be honest, it has some flaws, but it's a fun film. This one to me was an exaggeration of all that because you don't have that build up anymore. Because now it's just like, oh, it's another Avengers movie.
Like, what really surprised me was just that the second movie, the pacing was so off.
Yeah, it was bizarrely off too.
Yeah, I mean the first one, punch like with both the action and the comedy, it was balanced. This one was so off and weird. This joke would just come out of nowhere and just be like, what?
You tell a joke, you set up the punchline before we can figure it out, and then the joke is told, and then it's funny. That's what they did in Avengers. And this one, it was just like, and just in case you didn't get that joke, we're just gonna keep saying it.
Oh, Scarlet Witch. Oh my God. She's hot.
I thought you were gonna say something bad.
I am gonna say something bad, but I want to start off with that. She's hot. She's gorgeous. She's amazing. I actually like her, Elizabeth Olsen. I think she's a better actor than her sisters.
Well, that's not fair. Her sisters haven't acted in like 17, 18
Good. but like she was in Liberal Arts, which I watched. It was pretty good. She was even in Godzilla. Both of them were in Godzilla.
Yeah,
as a couple.
Brother and sister.
Yeah,
oh no, as man and wife.
And then but they were pretty good in that too. Yep. But yeah, I like her as an actress. But in this one, she just had an awkward Russian accent.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like it was wavy at certain points. It should be like, when at home we would have terrible nightmares.
Best part of the movie is probably James Spader.
Yeah,
James Spader was so strange in this movie.
No, Paul Bettany too.
Yeah, as the Vision. Yeah, he's weird. Like he seemed so out of place, but it was pleasant to look at him.
Yeah, well, he's supposed to be out of place.
He's straight out of like the 70s comic books, like brightly colored and stuff like that. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, James Spader was basically Robert California from The Office, but as a robot.
Hot Pursuit.
You saw that.
I saw that. Reese Witherspoon and Sophia Vergara. Whatever. What can I say? Movie was funny.
Why are you so far away?
Because my back is hurting.
Too, but I'm managing. Nigga.
I'm so fat. Sophia, girl, you can't act.
The waist.
You can't act, baby.
I can't understand. Like, this sounds racist, but I can't ever fucking understand what she is saying.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, people have accents. I understand. She has a harsh, thick accent, but you can't act, girl.
I always get the thing too of like people find her funny, but I don't think she understands. People find her funny because they can't understand her.
Yeah, they're laughing at you. They're not laughing with you. But I understand. That you've made it though. But you've made it for the character who you are.
Yeah, not because you're playing someone. You're just being yourself.
Sophia is kind of like married to a big drug lord, and so something happens at their house, and the drug lord ends up getting shot, and so you find out that she is kind of next in line or something like that. Okay. Like she's taking charge of it, and Reese Witherspoon is supposed to protect her in order for her to testify. That's what's going to testify against her husband, because they need her to testify. But it turns out that along the way that she's actually been trying to better herself, and they become friends at the very end. And the whole
sounds very typical.
Yeah, it is very typical. It's a good movie.
Welcome to Me was a really good movie. It's about something that I read about a lot. It's about people who have what do you call it?
Hands.
Well, people who have dissociative personality disorders, which we don't have enough time to go into what that is, but basically they mentally cannot understand that there are other people in their world and they only think about themselves. They're sociopaths, but like low-grade sociopaths. And so it's about Kristen Wiig, again, playing these low-key movies. I like it. She plays a person with that mental disorder who wins the lottery.
Oh, it's that one. She buys the TV network.
She buys the TV network. Well, it's more like they are scamming her because James Marsden owns the television network, and the guy from Can't Hardly Wait, which is weird that he was in that.
Can't Hardly Wait.
It's that movie where it's from the 90s where they were at the party. They're like teenagers at a party. I know you've seen that.
Ethan Embry?
Yeah, that's his name. Ethan Embry and James Marsden are brothers, and they own the television station. How
obscure that I wouldn't know that.
Yeah,
that's just out of nowhere.
That was impressive, actually. and she basically tells him she wants to make a TV show like Oprah. She's obsessed with Oprah, and so basically, because I can go into all of it, she creates a TV show that's like literally all about her, and it's called Welcome to Me. Like she puts on plays about when some girl in middle school.
Guess, it gets really popular.
No.
Oh.
See, I thought it was gonna go that way. And it didn't, and that's what made me think, okay, this is a good movie. Because what ends up happening is she is actually batshit fucking crazy, and she ends up hurting people at the TV station. I'm not gonna give away what happens, and it's just like a wake up call in the middle of that movie, because it's like, wait a minute, this girl's sick. Linda Cardellini is in it, and she plays Kristen Wiig's best friend since middle school, She's kind of been protecting her whole life because she knows she has a problem. Yeah, and it talks about their relationship because it's one-sided because Kristen Wiig can't
see it. She can't see it.
Yeah, so it was an interesting movie. It was a very interesting movie, and it was good. Cool. It was funny, but you know, if there's anything bad I can say about it, it was a little mean-spirited sometimes, but it was funny.
Mad Max Fury Road.
The one I missed.
Tom Hardy. What can I say? Charlize Theron.
It's directed by George Millar. George Millar is like 150 years old. Miller. It's not Millar. Whatever, Miller.
George Miller.
George
zombie movie guy, right?
Yeah. No, that's George Romero. He's like 120 years old, and he just made the best action movie ever.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Crazy. Yeah. When they do kind of like these reboots, remakes of movies that would fine on their own, you know, it's classics. You kind of skeptical. And I was, but I went in it and I enjoyed it. Just the fact, you know, they had to change a couple of things because I never really knew, you know, that the character was, I can't really, well, fuck it. He is O positive, or O, like his blood is O, so it's universal. You know, like certain blood types.
No, I know that, but that's not a plot point from the original ones. I think that's exclusive to the new one.
Yeah, it's added to the new one. That's what I'm saying. How the movie starts is like that. He's driving. He's on his own, drinking his own piss, eating a snake and stuff like that. And he kind of just looks back to the camera and then just kind of takes off. And then this whole chase scene starts happening, and then flips over and does all that bullshit. And he kind of walks out, and like these people just take him, and he becomes their captive, and he becomes their IV bag. The story revolves more around kind of Charlize Theron's character and how she wants to escape this. They called him Immortal Joe, and like he's kind of like the kingpin of this one region. And
which, fun fact, did you know that's played by the original actor who played the bad guy in the first one?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Of course, his movie's about post-apocalyptic world, right? Like we're kind of running out of resources, and that town that Immortal Joe is from kind of owns water. Like they have the last spring like underground. And so he kind of controls and manipulates people with the water, and he is trading with other towns, like they call it Bullet Town because they have metal and stuff like that, and Gas Town. Centerpiece of the story revolves around Charlize Theron trying to escape to kind of like a green land where it was just owned by women. That's where she was kidnapped from, and take Immortal Joe's like basically slave women. Like he gets them pregnant and stuff like that, and she to rescue him, and it's about Max kind of falling for Charlie, you know, of course, and kind of helping that out.
I thought that was interesting that this is one of the first remakes that's remade by the person who made the first all three of the movies.
So it's
original movies,
handing it back to the person that made it, which is nice.
Well, it was never taken from.
Well, giving him the opportunity to continue it would be something better instead of giving it to someone new.
Yeah, like Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Have you seen the original ones?
I have. Yeah,
they're pretty good.
I haven't seen Thunderdome.
Thunderdome's
with
awful.
Fucking what's her name? Tina Turner.
Yeah, that's an awful movie.
I think we're running out of battery, man.
Oh no. I'm gonna take a break. I'll plug it up. Oh, this will be a beat. We can plug it up. The charger's in the bathroom, huh?
Yeah. What do we got next?